All right, you're live. Here I am, first time on my laptop. I had to do a few different settings, and I didn't know that going live requires Chrome. So share your screen with your audience. This is different in stream. Oh, share screen if I wanted to. Interesting. I know that I want to get used to OBS, which is like a program that you can use to like run an intro and switch scenes and show different things, like my desktop or something. I wanted to share like a video with you, or even like have people on, like give them a link. I don't even know how that works, because I know Streamlabs is like a similar program, but I know there's a couple issues. I mean, I know Witsit's dealing with everything being fine, working awesome, and then when he goes live on StreamYards, sometimes I think he thinks that there's like some censorship, which there may be, like throttling or messing up, just because of the nature of what he talks about. But I'm looking to further my channel, get some people on here to mainly share their life story if they want to, sort of their upbringing, what they thought back in the day to what they think now, if they're a truther or not, if they're a follower of the creator, or I would say Yah. All these things are going to be discussed on this channel, and then I mean, I hope it's going to be a place that can be fun. Right now, I wasn't going to go live. I've just been kind of funky, like low energy and off mood. It also has been gloomy and rainy and cold. And I know it's like winter time. But just to catch you up, a couple weeks ago, I raced the Houston Marathon, and it didn't go as I had hoped. Like, I really trained hard for it and I was getting ready for it, but then I was dealing with the detox or symptoms. I had the green stuff in my chest. I was coughing all over the place, especially at night. Like, whenever I'd lay down, it would just unbearable. I was just coughing through the night. So the 6 days leading up to the race, I didn't even sleep through the night. And then I still wanted, to race. I didn't want to just not go. So we went, and I just kept thinking to hydrate, rest, and you'll be able to do the best you can. And it seemed like it was kind of letting up a little bit, the sickness. I still lined up with coughing, and took off and just went for my A goal, which was to I wanted to try to break 250 in the marathon. So that would have been running like a 6:22 pace, if I'm correct. 6:20 to 6:22 is kind of what I wanted. And I held that pretty solid all the way to the halfway point, or 14 miles. And then I just ran out of gas. Like, I felt like I had no energy. Usually in the marathon, you'll hit a wall around mile 18 or 21. You just kind of feel like, okay, this is getting super difficult. I have got to get to the end of this thing. Your muscles can give out on you. You can start cramping. You can just kind of like lose all focus and all motivation, and legitimately, like, you just want to go lay down on the curb and be done, because the human body is really built for like 18 miles running at a swift rate. The rest of that is just kind of like will and determination, and if you've done right with hydration and nutrition leading up to the race. So anyway, back to my race at mile 14 a couple weeks ago, I was just toast. And it's the closest I've come in probably the last decade to quitting a race. I was thinking, it's not worth it, man. I was sick leading into this. This just sucks. I feel terrible. I'm out of gas. And I was just a hair away from looking for what they call a sag wagon, which you could just go, get in a car wherever you are. They have cars throughout the course, or you talk to medical and they radio one and they come and get you, and then they drive you back to the finish line, so you're not just like out there in the cold or whatever. But then I looked at my watch and I was like, man, 6:23 average through 14. Am I going to really throw that all away? Like, is it really worth just stopping and quitting? Am I going to regret quitting? And then I thought, what would happen if I just maintained? Like, if I just kept moving forward and just kept the tall form and, just do the best you can. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try that for a while. And I was holding like 8-minute pace, or 740 to 8. And I was trying to do the math in my head. When you're really fatigued, it's hard to even do basic math. But I was doing the math, and I was like, man, I could still qualify for Boston if I just maintain, because I have to break a 3:10. And so I did. I ended up pushing through. I came in at 3 hours and 6 minutes. I wanted, to break 250. So it was a pretty big swing missing the mark, but still was really happy with it. And then since then, I've gotten over the coughing. But my energy just hasn't returned, with the weather, and everybody around me is like hacking and coughing or having a lot of the same symptoms. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to claim to know, but it sure does seem weird. Oh, I was supposed to tell you a bunch more stuff before I go. I put it in the description. So you'll find a link to Lucky Haskins' channel. I really like the way he talks and the way that he perceives the world and the way that he breaks down things. So it's been fun watching him the last few, I guess, months. And then Toby at Ether Cosmology and Alan at Space Audits. Those dudes are working together with Witsit, and PZO and some other legends are showing up. They're looking through papers. They're deciphering information. They're testing, like, what is this reality? And they're going to do actual tests soon. But in looking at the papers, I feel like they've got this big ball of yarn with the heliocentric teachings and the theory of relativity and all this stuff that's been crammed down, everybody's brain and throat since we were little kids, with what were these scientists actually talking about, and their experiments and the data and the results. What is that? Let's look. And they're looking through it. They're straight reading papers. They're coming up with awesome stuff about the truth of our realm. So check out those channels. They're linked below. And then I put Witsit's Schooling Globers episode 26 that he just did. Real fun, just hearing the guys talk. And surprisingly, not very many Globers wanted to chime in. It'd be interesting if they showed up to defend the motion of the Earth, but it doesn't seem like that's possible, which is really interesting in this fight. And then I also linked on Discord a channel called Earth Awakenings. I hang out there quite a bit. Geo runs the server. Cool dude. It's mostly flat, I would say. The environment would be mostly flat earthers, but there are, I'd say, 5 to 7, maybe even 9 Globers that pop through, some more regular than others that are nice enough. I think some of them do truly believe we're on a spinning ball Earth going around the sun. Some, I'm not sure, like there's ideas that there's agents, paid people, and trolls and stuff like that don't really even care to know the truth of, is it a stationary topographical plane or is it a globe? And that kind of sucks. Like, if there are really people that don't care about the truth, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of energy. But in Earth Awakenings channel on Discord, generally they'll talk about anything. I mean, it'll go from like biblical discussions or other religion topics, God, who is God, what is the creator, to all things science, flat versus globe debates. I mean, if you think about a bunch of people sitting around and what they could talk about on any given day on a 24-hour live streamed show, you're going to get a lot of topics. So check it out. Either download Discord and come along for the conversation, or if you don't want that app, you can just go to Rumble and search Earth Awakenings there, because I find it really enjoyable just to hear other people's opinions and thoughts. But that's all I've got today. No Longer on the Ball showed up. What's up? Joshua, good to see you as well. Look forward to more. Yeah, this winter's been a rut. Planning to do some more content if I can get used to it as well. Appreciate you stepping up on matters now. Much love from I always say chilling. Yeah, it's cool to have a couple people pop in. It's cool to do it from my laptop. And it's good that I hopped on, man. I was just sort of like, I'm not going to get on. And I was like, man, you haven't been on in a while. But I wanted to share kind of where I'm at, waiting for the energy levels to come back up. I'm trying to decide between getting a distiller or reverse osmosis. And Witsit's told me distill for sure. He's like Amanda Vollmer, David Avocado Wolf, like distill. So that's probably the way I'm going to go. The RO unit that I'm looking at, it's like 300 something bucks, and it's Aqua True, I think. And it has like the filters you do in a row, like 3 in a row or whatever. And I've seen that it reduces tons of stuff, even fluoride. And it seems like that'd be a pretty easy, convenient way to have a countertop unit that would get us like some clean water. But I'm still researching. So if you want to put in the chat your idea of if distilled or RO is better and why, that'd be fun. But yeah, much love, y'all. Thanks for stopping by.